Okay, moving on to estimate lengths. Now, this is something that I actually have a problem with in real life. I have a very difficult time being able to visualize lengths. I'm usually very good, like if you have a box that you're going to put in your trunk, I'm usually pretty good at just looking at it and telling you whether it's going to fit or not, but I couldn't tell you how many feet across it was. I don't quite think that way. So this is actually a bit of a challenge for me. So going back to the second grade level and looking at this length estimation is going to be an important and useful lesson for me, a math teacher. So hopefully it'll be useful to you as well. Estimate lengths. The first sunflower is 40 centimeters tall. The second one should be about how much? Well, it looks like it's about half the height. So I'm going to say about 20 centimeters. Now, this is another time, and I'm going to bring this up in a video dedicated specifically to how to take multiple choice tests, but something I haven't been mentioning is on these Khan Academy problems, a lot of the time they are multiple choice, yes? And a lot of the time your student at various times in their life are going to have to deal with multiple choice tests. Try to find an answer first or come up with what you think is the answer before looking at the answers, because a lot of exams include answers that are designed to make you impulsively choose it because it seems like the right answer right away before you think about the problem. So think about the problem, find an answer if you can, then check it against the answers that you have available. So I see 20 centimeters, which would be this one. But if it said 25 or 18, I would have chosen that instead because it would have been the closest. This is just an estimation. And it's important, it's very important to get kids in the habit of knowing when it's good to estimate and when you have to be very precise. You don't have to be very precise all the time. You don't have to say that the population of the United States is 328 million, whatever it is. I don't know exactly how much it is as of right now, and that's the point. I know it's probably about 330 million. That is an estimation, and that is more than good enough for, trying to describe the population of the United States, for example. This line is 1 meter. About how long is the fence? Well, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 10 meters here. So that would be B. I didn't have to estimate that one. I was able to count it out. The fox rolled his basketball 10 meters. The pig looks like her basketball went maybe a little bit more than twice as far, so maybe somewhere between 20 and 30. 22 works for me. And even if I didn't know that it was 22, I could tell pretty easily that it's not 2 meters because then it would be much shorter than the red line here. And I know that it couldn't be 12 because 12 and 10 are almost exactly the same, right? They're very, very close. And these two lines are not very, very close. So these kinds of thought processes become more and more important, and it becomes more and more important to start thinking in real world terms. Does this make sense? Does this answer make sense? And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, well, double check your work and see if you got it right. Sometimes you'll get an answer that doesn't make sense, and that's just a part of math. But, always check, always check, always check. We've got a bat here. And it looks like it's going to be, I don't know. So it's 1 centimeter, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, maybe. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not like holding a ruler up to my screen or anything. 6 seems reasonable to me. And again, it's clearly not 15 because 15 would take me like all the way out here. And it's clearly not 2 because 2 would be just like not even its wing. So even if I wasn't able to put it together that it was 6, I would be able to eliminate the other 2, and if there are only 3 answers and 2 of them are wrong, moving on. Okay, so that was estimating length. What else do we got? Oh, now we're going to estimate lengths with US customary units. So we're going to talk about inches and feet this time around. Fiona Fox's slide is 8 feet long. Sammy's squirrel looks like it's, I don't know, maybe half? Probably. So I'm going to say it's probably 4 feet. Okay, 5 feet seems reasonable to me. 10 feet is definitely too long. 2 feet is definitely too short, so we'll go ahead and say that 5 feet is the most likely answer. This line has a height of 1 foot. Now, this is another thing that is a lot more complex and fundamental than it seems. That line is not a foot. Like, if you were to go up to your screen right now with a ruler, chances are very, very good that that line would not be 1 foot long. And even if it was, I could just zoom in or zoom out, and it would change it. So we are representing a foot with this length, which is, I don't know, anywhere between 4 and 6 inches, depending on what your screen resolution is. Maybe only an inch or two if you're watching on your phone. It's symbolic. And that's another thing that we need to get used to, because we do that with maps all the time, right? In a map, 1 inch might be 200 miles or whatever, depending on the scale. So if this line has a height of 1 foot, let's look at this sunflower. And about how tall is the sunflower? I'm going to say it's probably between 3 and 4 feet tall, which is actually kind of short for a sunflower. I have some sunflowers that my neighbor grows here in my neighborhood, and some of them are more than 2 feet taller than I am. It's kind of awesome. They're like 7, 8 feet tall. Okay, we've got a 32-inch tall sunflower. This one is, again, the smaller one, again, looks like it is about half the height. So I'm going to say it's probably 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that area. 18 seems reasonable to me. This line is 1 inch. Look at the bat below. It still looks like it's 6. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same picture that I saw before. And it seems like cheating if you recognize that you've done this problem already, but that's actually not cheating at all. It's the whole point of math. Once you've done a problem once, like, you don't have to do it again. And that's one of the big powerful things. If you recognize that this is the same problem you did before, and you were like taking an exam, I would accept it's 6 inches because it was 6 inches before. No problem. And that is estimate lengths.